The name's Chaos. Master Chaos. And I'm worried about James Bond. More specifically, I'm worried about the film No Time to Die. Why? Well, I think the marketing is trying to tell us something. Do you remember back in the day when James Bond had cool posters? Do you remember that? Do you remember when you saw a James Bond poster and you're like, man, I want to get that and put that on my wall? Those days are long gone. James Bond posters were a thing of beauty back in the day. Just amazing collectible pieces of art. They not only gave the mood of the film, but touched on certain action sequences and really gave you an appreciation of what you were in store for. Of course, they were bombastic and colorful and loud and, a mishmash of things, but they were exciting and fun, and that really translated into the kind of picture you were going to get. Nowadays, that doesn't happen. Nowadays, specifically in the Daniel Craig era, the Bond posters are, well, for lack of a better word, crap. I'm not sure if it's the turn to minimalism, which has sort of been infecting movie posters for the past, decade or more. But I think the less is more approach does not apply to certain film franchises. Once we hit the Craig era, the posters became completely boring. I mean, there's no other way to appraise them, in my estimation, of course. This is my opinion, but let's look at the posters for No Time to Die. What you're seeing now is a promotional material used to try to sell No Time to Die to the audience. If I didn't know who James Bond was, I don't think I'd be very interested in seeing No Time to Die, because these posters are very plain and very uninteresting. Now, maybe they're selling these posters off of the fact that everyone knows James Bond, everyone gets the idea of James Bond. You don't have to have explosions and car chases on the cover and, crazy antics on the cover, because people know Bond. And again, that goes back to the idea, the minimalist idea, that you just sort of had to suggest Bond. Okay, I get that argument. However, why does it have to be that way? Bond was never a minimalist. Bond was never a subtle guy. I mean, he had some subtle moments, which is kind of the cool stuff about Bond, but the posters from the beginning were designed to be essentially pulp book covers, because they started off as, novels, pulp novels. Ian Fleming wrote these books as, distractions for dads on vacation. So why do the covers now have to reflect a different aesthetic that doesn't apply to James Bond? I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks that, right? Think of it this way. They're playing with iconic elements here, but they're not necessarily telling us what the movie is. So are we looking at a poster about James Bond, the character, or are we looking at a poster for No Time to Die? If you took this out of context and I just showed you the picture, and I said, hey, what movie is this from? I'll take the title off or whatever. You just say, is it from a movie? I think it's just a poster celebrating Daniel Craig in a tuxedo, holding a gun. That's a problem. If I showed you this image, would you be able to tell me from what movie that's from? Most likely, 100% yes, because it is indicative of the film. Now remember, the poster has to sell the film, not the character. Now there's also this new turn towards character posters. Almost every movie is releasing posters of the characters standing, which is, I guess, cool. I never understood the idea behind a character poster. If you're going to make a character poster, make it cool, right? No Time to Die has character posters. You want to take a look at those? These are the most boring, yawn-inducing character posters I've ever seen in my life. I don't know about you, but this doesn't tell me anything about the movie. Honestly, these posters look like they belong in the costume designer's binder, because I don't know why I need to see what these people are wearing against a boring, beige, bland backdrop. That tells me nothing. How does that get me hyped for a movie to see a character standing against a wall, holding a gun, or just whatever, standing there? Oh, whoa! Q? Q stands in this movie? Holy shit! Look, I don't want to belabor the point, but what I'm trying to get at is these posters, I think, are trying to tell us something. If we look back at the posters for Spectre, those were pretty boring posters too. They almost look like they were rushed together, like, oh crap, we forgot to do a poster What happens in this movie? He has a skeleton face and tuxedo. Yeah. Spectre came out, and then we realized why they didn't put much effort into the poster, because the movie was a very bland, weird mishmash of half-formed ideas and a very, very unsatisfying third act. I don't think there's a lot of people who love Spectre, and the posters were really completely unmemorable and very plain, and certainly nothing you want to put on your wall. What are we seeing this time around, guys? The same thing. No Time to Die. It's looking pretty boring. Have you seen the new trailer? Here's what we'll do. Let's watch it together. Okay, this is trailer 2 for No Time to Die. Buckle up. Okay. This is on the bridge. I believe this might be the beginning of the film. You're never sure until you see the movie, but okay. Madeline. MGM and Universal teaming up. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
James.
Blofeld's back. I have a feeling Blofeld dies. There's Safin. That was his name. The guy with the mask. He's the new bad guy.
His name is
Rami Malek.
And what does he want?
It's an interesting look. I really like. There hasn't been a masked bad guy in the series yet, so I like that. Masks are in these days. That he could potentially be a really interesting villain. I do like this. It looks like he's at a party with Spectre people. There's Anna de Armas. She looks great.
When you're ready.
She's kicking ass. That's a proper Bond girl, if you ask me. Here's Lashana Lynch. She's going to take over, I think. That's a worry I have, that she's going to usurp him or make him look like a fool. Which is something I'm not interested in at all. If she's, I don't know. I honestly think she's probably dead. But she's going to embarrass him for half the movie. I love the icy setting there. I love his look with the parka, too. That looks really cool. Looks like this is the attack on his base. Explosions, planes, it's got it all.
Where the hell are you?
Of course, that's the new M. Oh, I love that. That's cool. The cars jumping, that's pretty badass. That's very unique.
Have you ever flown one of these?
No.
Oh, yeah. They showed this before. This is that weird drone plane. I like that drone plane. I think that's kind of a callback to Little Nelly. If you guys know Little Nelly.
What is it?
I think we need more Little Nelly type things, so hopefully that'll be an interesting element. Ooh. Oh, submarine? That's cool. Okay, that's pretty neat. That's very Bond. That is very Bond. Oh, I love that. Oh, man, that motorcycle stunt is insane. Okay, I mean, there's action in it. It doesn't look boring. I think my main concern is that it's cohesive and that it all makes sense. Ooh, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this forest setting right here. I need that jacket. That's pretty badass, I gotta be honest. November. That said November. That means they expect this film to go to theaters in November. Maybe on VOD. Honestly, at this point, go to VOD. Just go to VOD, man. Just put the movie out there, and then maybe when all this is over, re-release it to theaters. That's my take on it anyway. What did you guys think of the trailer? Please let me know down in the comments. You know what? It doesn't look terrible. It looks exciting, but then Spectre looked exciting. You know, Quantum of Solace looked badass, and that was kind of a mess. That was probably the most forgettable Bond movie ever made. I don't know. I'm still worried. And please, marketing department, if you're listening, release some cooler posters, man. Jesus Christ. Those are the most boring posters ever. We want to see some cool stuff. Now, I've seen some amazing fan art out there. Keep in mind, that's fan art. That's not actual posters that was paid for by the marketing department and the producers of this film. We need better posters for No Time to Die. Because I remember when James Bond posters were cool. And that was a long, long time ago. Well, this has been your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you do, you'll see me tomorrow. Master Chaos comes at you daily, and I will be chatting about Bond and Hollywood and filmmaking and Blu-ray collecting and all that good stuff. So I hope you'll join me in those discussions, because I really enjoyed meeting you today, and, well, I want to see you again. If you're old here, this drink's for you. You leave me shaken and stirred. Well, that'll do it for me, pal. This has been your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos, signing off. Until we meet again, I wish you a very pleasant good day, good evening, or good night, wherever you